Hi, a lot is currently going on in the world right now. There's a lot of wars and a lot of suffering. And to be honest with you, I have not kept up with it because I don't know what I can do about that. And it's just gonna say I have this and others don't have that. I have so forth and others don't. However, with that, it came a whole big rise of like activists, people fighting against, people boycotting, people collectively, all of us together are fighting to end the war. By saying together, I'm not including myself, but I'm speaking in a sense that we all would want this war to come to an end, all of these wars that are currently happening. On Instagram, I follow this lady who normally makes herbs, oils, and teas and smoothies out of drinks, juices, and all that kind of stuff out of plants that are very much beneficial for you. And as of recent, because of the war that is currently happening, the genocides and etc., she has taken upon herself to share, bring awareness. But the way that it's done, not just her, but a lot of other people, the way that it's done is to make you feel guilty for the fact that you are not within this war, and to the fact that you are interested in other aspects of your own life instead of putting all your energy towards something that you cannot do so little about. The only people that can do something that actually has substance is the governing body. Of course, as individuals, as a society, we have to also emphasize the importance of that. But you will not get my support because you are making me feel like I should feel guilty for something. It's a terrible thing that's happening. No one is disagreeing on that. No one is saying it's a lie, but your approaching it is making me be a bit standoffish because this is to benefit you. You made a song that is gonna help the people. You made a post. You made this. You say, oh, you're so interested in what Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion are fighting about, and you don't even care about the things. Oh, what is your star sign? Blah blah blah. Go swipe, and then it's like this is happening, and so you're like, okay, social justice warriors, we get it. You are better than us. But at the end of the day, you are worse than us because that goes into your account. We click through things from your account, and we now understand that everything has an affiliated code, an affiliate link that we can always click. You get a certain percentage. Movement and activism is $1 billion industry. It really is. You get to market a lot within those times when you are attracting those audience, the people that want to further that agenda, whatever the case might be, positive or negative, but whatever agenda that might be, they will come to you and showcase products. Oh, these products are the products that you can purchase that will then further help these other people. We have a discount code. I don't know. We saw it also during Black Lives Matter, where people were just being part of the movement for the purpose of soothing their own selves and making themselves better, seem better. But in reality, it's not about Black Lives Matter. It's not about the homicide, the genocide. It's not about you wanting to spread awareness. Perhaps a little bit of it, but it's also motivated by you wanting those numbers to get better. You get to understand when you are watching or following someone on the socials. You get to see, oh, okay, this is a decision that is definitely sparked by this person's curiosity and this person's interest and need for help. And oh, okay, this argument is definitely based on you trying to gain something. We all understand. We all have a bit of understanding. Let me stop saying all. I have a bit understanding of marketing. And I'm sure there's a large groups of people that also have that same knowledge. And you can always tell when someone is trying to sell you something. They always make you feel like you are outside without having it. You are outside without becoming part of the team, of the membership. You are outside because you have not. And it's like, no, I'm not outside. I don't have the resources that you have. I don't have all of these things. So stop trying to make people feel guilty so that they can donate things that they do not have. You're making someone wealthier and then creating suffering somewhere else. Do not take from one person and give it to the other person. Let's fight for the government to stop. These songs that I say, listen to the song, the funds are going to go to this organization that will do. There's always been organizations that are helping African people, but like, where do you find any establishment that has properly helped African people be sustainable in any way? or any other country for that matter, any third world country for that matter, there's always these people, charity workers, organizations. They never really do anything, do they? Because we are all greedy, and you cannot say yourself that you are not greedy when no one has ever offered you a plate full of whatever it is that you desire. You will take it all. You will take it all. And the more money you make over time, the more money you want to maintain, because you realize this money keeps a certain lifestyle, and you realize to keep the certain lifestyle you need much more. So you always need much more. You can never be filled up. It's money, it's numbers. Numbers don't end. They have an infinite. You can always add another number in front of the other, and another. It never ends. So are we really fighting for justice, or are we just capitalizing on the pain and the injustice of other people? And are we using social media to further perpetuate those ideas? I've been loving the word perpetuate lately. Further perpetuates capitalism is what I'm trying to say. So stop trying to act holy. Go do those things without anyone seeing you, without anybody knowing. Like, let the kind things you do when your camera is off be the kind things you do when the camera is off. You know, it can be good to share your assistant to other people, to the less fortunate, because it can inspire someone to start up something that will further help within their own communities. The lady that would stitch videos of when someone is wasting food, boo, right? Of course, naturally that's a boo. Why are you wasting food? And she'll use that, and then she'll then continue forward, showing how she continues to do good and how good she is in her space, because she doesn't waste food, unlike you, who's just throwing shit around. First you watch it, you're like, okay, and then over time you're like, you it's not about feeding the people, it's about making yourself feel better. It's not about being kind, it's not about being giving, it's about you being perceived as better, being perceived as the Mother Mary, as the Holy Spirit, as godly sent, and not you actually being godly sent. It's about the perception that you want people to have of you, and that is not real, and we can see through it. And said a lot of people cannot, because those get a lot of attention. Maybe they get a lot of attention because people are like, what the fuck is this? And then it gets shared to other people, and then it gets mixed people who are like, what the hell is this? Why don't you just turn off the camera? And people are like, no, show the whole entire world. We want to see what you're doing. We want to help. Where do we donate? Where do we send? Go find me. Oh, okay, cool. Let's give you more money. That's the point. The thing that we need to realize about social media is it's an accurate space. Why would you come on social media looking your worst? If you want people to see you as specific, why would you do that? You wouldn't. This dialogue are mostly needed to be held within spaces of people who are privileged. And now privilege is not only associated with white women and white men and so forth. Everybody is now privileged. We use some sort of disadvantage or disabilities or mental health to furtherly make ourselves comfortable in other spaces. Treat me better, I'm old, treat me better, I'm pregnant, treat me better. There's always a demand of somehow, I'm black, treat me better, I'm queer, treat me better, I'm all of these things, treat me better, right? So everyone uses a form of privilege from time to time, sometime, if not all the time. So to assume that you don't have a sense of privilege, watch the way that you speak. You know, watch how you are communicating with people, the spaces you find yourself in. I am swimming in privilege. I am diving deep. If I were to tell you details of my personal life, you will realize it. Like, oh, okay. But with that comes the opportunity to sit back and not have these stresses of the everybody else, and sit back and really look at a situation that am I helping anyone in this case? Am I hurting anyone? Am I doing this? Do I need to do that? Do I need to move a specific way in order for me to just survive the night? No, I do not, because again, privilege. So when privileged people are trying to use their voice to speak for those who are not privileged, it will never be the same. It's like a very famous rich celebrity trying to be relatable. You know, some things are not relatable to everybody, but therefore you should not speak for the people that do not have everyday experiences that you do. You are out of touch. You won't be able to relate properly. You get what I'm trying to say, right? The rich cannot speak for the poor. Come on. The rich eat off the poor. So why would the rich speak for the poor in favor of the poor? only for the poor to accept them and not eat them when time comes, when the poor eat the rich. Say, no, I'm for the poor people. I understand the struggles and the fight that they're in. It's so sad. But really, no one gives a shit. We don't give a shit. We can lie and have these things, but if they're on the internet sitting in their big largest space with a bunch of herbs behind them and a land that only they and their family occupy, and then they are telling you, how could you be so interested in celebrity drama when there's all of these things happening? What makes you better? That you're talking about it. You're not there. You're not actually fighting. You're not providing me with links that I can go and sign up. I cannot be donating money. What money do I have? Not a lot of people have money to spare like that. Some people, some of us have normal wages, jobs, but we are privileged in our own ways. And for you to be like, I can't believe you're not donating, you're so selfish, focus on social media drama, you are this, you're not there. What am I supposed to focus on? Something that will make me more sad? Something that was just going to remind me that the world is already terrible? With the video we had last week on the self-victimization of women, we understand why women victimize themselves. Is because the world has shown us over and over again that it's not safe. You have to be very cautious of the world that you live in. You have to take precaution to protect yourself. We know that. We teach our daughters that as long as they are women, they will sing that song to you. So now you're then going ahead to tell me that there's other stresses I must put on top. There's other women who are oppressed. That is a lot of body pains that I must be carrying. It fucking sucks, yes, but provide me with the link where I can sign my name down and say that I stand with this movement. What happened to petitions and so forth? But now it's just go find me and watch this for more than 30 seconds, watch this for more than a minute, so that I can make money off it, so I can donate that money. Oh, it doesn't take away from you, just watch it. Give me a link, let me sign my name down, let my vote count in that way. Because how do I know you want to take that money and give it to a charity? Because it's not like you want to be showing us your bank statements. We don't know. So until you take your plan, and you doesn't have an individual, but until you decide that, let me show you that I actually am participating, how I am doing these things, what role am I playing in it. Don't be talking about it. Do not be talk about it to spread awareness, but don't talk about it to make yourself seem like you are in a higher position. You do and you know better. You've always been such an influence. No. Advocating, protesting, movements, fights, justice, for those kinds of violent things is very much necessary. South Africa has taken its government to go ahead and be like, nah, this has to stop. Because that is in the larger scheme of things. It's government against government that needs to communicate with one another. We ourselves, I'm shooting this on an iPhone, which is participating in furtherly making sure that the men in Congo, the children in Congo, the women in Congo continue to do what they're doing. Because we are going to buy the latest new iPhone. I don't know what number we're at. You are. And I am. We're going to buy many more gadgets that have the same materials that those people are dying for. So for me to get on my iPhone phone that used the materials from a place of pain and use it to be like, oh my God, let's stand against violence. If you're standing against violence, you wouldn't be able to even to make that statement on the internet, because you wouldn't be using the resources that are then mined by the people that are suffering and you're advocating for. Do you get what I'm saying? So who are you standing up for? Who are you proving that you can stand up to? Like, what's the point? Get into office, bro. Get into organization that are already established. I'm not trusting you with my money. You, the person who I just met on the internet, I never even seen you. What other work do you have? What about you is gonna show me that you are a activist? So after tweeting that, or after posting that reel, after posting that TikTok or YouTube video, after it's all done, I know you sit back and watch all the people interact with them like, oh my God, I always knew why I have to follow you. I'm following you because of this charity work that you're doing. It's so godly. You are a saint. That's what you want. We all know that's what a large amount of people want. They're them, they queer kids, and then binary people. That's what they want. It's for publicity. It's for sympathy. It's for to be looked at and being considered. Oh my God, you suffer a lot. You don't suffer a lot. That's a lie. You're making up suffering, especially suffering that you have shot and edited, chose the color and the music and the everything. You've shot all of this thing. You've created a mood for it, an atmosphere for it. It's not the victims that are suffering. It's you. you are now making it about you, because we're not going to look at those people. We're following your page now, and when we get to your very well accurated page where there's that one story, that one post about the movement and the suffering, there's everything else that just makes us forget about what you just posted recently. You're gonna delete it anyways. When it all subsides and comes down, you're deleting it, right? But the followers, you are not going to remove those. The followers that you got from said interaction, said movement, said whatnot, those now are then now marketable people that you can advertise new products to. Oh, go buy this at my Amazon storefront. I have a link. I have an association with this brand. Look at me try on these things. Look at me look at all these gadgets. Look at me do all of these things because I have a link. Now we are no longer talking about the movement. We are helping you now. You become much wealthier and wealthier. And sadly enough, people, we want to be good so bad that we're given. There was a point where my uncle and later on my school teacher, they were talking about this homeless guy who was always on a specific street, and they were like, no, I've seen that guy. He walks just fine, but yeah. And they spoke about how they had seen him all around town and he was walking just fine. He had no issues. But when I saw him in the morning, in the afternoon, whenever I saw him, he was limping. He had this sad face on his face, and everything was just, it seemed like the world was ending. And I proceeded to ask him, okay, cool, what does he keep doing that if he's physically fine, he's using a disability to, get more money? And I came to realize that because we don't do good things because we're good people. We do good things because we want to be good. We do good things because we think God will reimburse us for those good deeds that we have done. So you see a homeless man, you will give a homeless man your money. You see a suffering someone, you will give them that thing. You're not solving the situation. You're not helping them to go eliminate homelessness for themselves. But instead you're saying, don't worry, my guilty conscience will always be paying for whatever needs that you have, whatever needs that you want. If this driver does not feel guilty about it, surely the next few will feel guilty about it. Throughout the whole entire day, there will be people that will feel guilty about it. I'm like, man, but I do have a lot. Why don't I just share with someone who doesn't have any? That's making money. And from the moment that I learned that, I realized, yes, there are authentic people that are in the streets and currently need proper and actual help. And there are people who are in the streets because it's the quickest way to make money. And it's sad to say that because you can never know which one is which. But if you're seeing the same person being homeless 10, 5, 7, 10, whatever, more than 5 years, sometimes you have to sit back and wonder why. Do they enjoy this? Do they obviously make enough to survive? There are people that are out here to help people and spread awareness, and those people will provide you with links to organizations, to government sites, to emails that you can email to talk to, just to have your word being heard. So don't dismiss those people, but they will always seem serious. They will always make you feel like you are needed, you need to help. But the ones that market in a way that's like, I can't believe you are not helping. I can't believe you are not part of this thing. I can't believe that you would rather focus on what celebrities are fighting about and forget your fellow human beings. I cannot believe it. It's the same reason when I just stopped listening to Peter, because what the fuck are you saying? That's not gonna help people eat less animals, do less harm to animals. It's just you want to make people more excited to do harm and terrible things to animals and share that to everybody else, because they know, oh, okay, cool, this is what's going to make these other people think, oh, you think I'm disgusting because I eat animals? No. Do you think you're disgusting because you eat animals? No. We need to educate people and inform people, and we can always tell the difference between someone who's genuinely fighting for something because it personally affects them and someone who's fighting for something because they want to gain something. It's social media. We're all aware of how much money this social media does make on the internet. Let's not lie. And we want to make that money. We can say money is not. Money is something everybody is chasing. And if someone has put in the time to understand the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube algorithm, of course they want money, sweetheart. Of course they want to embark on something greater. Of course they want to grow their audience. Of course they want to create better, to get better brand deals and so on and so forth. It's not just a game. There are few maybe that post for fun, but eventually you get exposed. Like, oh my god, you have so much followings. Could you advertise our brand for this amount of money? And then if you are just starting out, you can accept it at the lowest point, but the more you get into it, the more you realize, oh, these brands actually have a lot of funds put aside for marketing, and I'm part of those, and within that budget, and then with these numbers, you crunch it up, you make money. And if you realize that you can't demand a specific number to be put on that invoice you send out to the said client, so for that check, you increase your numbers. And the best way to do that is get on the trendiest topics, and you talk about those trendiest topics. You become a saint, you become an advocatory and adversary. Some of those words that I say, my mind says it so well, but my mouth never knows how to roll the tongue properly. You fight, you get those numbers, you get those fake things, and then later on you're like, oh my god, I can't believe my favorite YouTube star, or Instagram, what, or TikTok is such a terrible person. They were a terrible person. Didn't you see it? Did you feel something in your gut when you watch them? You're like, nah man, something is off here. But you can't really put a finger to it, but you know something is off here because Colleen Collinger, whatever her name is, those were predators, and those were predators from the first day we met them, but we just ignored because we didn't think, oh yeah, of course, you can make jokes like that, you know. They're still bright in our eyes, they're still dazzling. But the moment there's someone who's just like, this guy is off, this girl is off, something is off about them, that needs to be observed. So if I'm seeing you posting these movement things and I'm like, it's kind of off, something is off. It's not being genuine. You're not being genuine to me right now. This seems like there's hidden agendas. What are you planning? What's the point? I don't get why we need to pretend to be such saints. We are evil people. We have good and bad. It's a balance. 100% good, 100% bad. And sometimes the other one overpowers the other. Sometimes we're human beings. We are yin and yang. We both are capable of good and evil. But the more time that I'm existing, the more I'm realizing that we do a lot of bad in the disguise of good. Be vigilant. Not everyone is trying to make you aware of something to help other people. You can always tell when someone wants to help you and when they don't want to help you. That's all I'm going to say. So with that, please keep your eyes open. Don't victimize yourself. Be clever. Keep clean and clear, basically. Thank you for watching. Yeah, you don't have to subscribe, but if you do, I would greatly appreciate that. The channel is growing, so that's super cool. Welcome everybody who came and joined us recently, and we'll continue to grow. The energies have been low lately, these last two videos, this one included. Let's grow and meet new and more people, and you know, exciting stuff. I'm also as greedy as everyone else. I can't lie, I just can control it much better, I guess. But we are all greedy. We all have and are constantly working through the great human sins, that 7 sins that we are aware of, and something you always must challenge, you know. We are growing. So without talking more, because I'll never shut up, I am gonna go. Goodbye, see you next week.